to our Horizen Weekly Insider number 65. Today is November the 9th, and happy Monday to you all. Okay, so we are live now on Discord, and as you know, this call will be available for you to check out later in our Horizen podcast. Also, please remember to be asking your questions as usual, so we can answer at the end. I'll pass the word now to Luca to give us the engineering updates.
Thank you, Angie. Okay, so for our sidechain model, one of the things we're working on is the certificate quality. And as we know, it might happen that several withdrawal certificates appear for the same sidechain in the same withdrawal epoch. And since only one certificate should be selected among them, and given that the mainchain doesn't know anything about the sidechain consensus protocol and also does not track the state, there should be a mechanism for the mainchain to decide which certificate is the best one. And such a mechanism is, realized. We are working on it through the quality parameter. So the mainchain will adopt the certificate with the highest quality or the one that was submitted first in case there are several certificates with equal qualities. This is the basic idea. In reality, there are a lot of more other rules we have defined last week on a document to have a better, clear understanding of how to develop and implement all of this. The validity of the quality parameter will be enforced by the snark proof. So this is just one of the things on which we have been working last week. And I think it's a good idea from time to time to deep dive in these different features that are all detailed, of course, in our white paper, but thought it was worth it also to deep dive on it during this Weekly Insider. And we will continue to work on this also this week, but we're also bringing on a lot of other topics like the proofs workshops that help us to have detailed analysis of what is needed to implement for circuits and changes on the SDK side. And we are also continuing the performance improvements of the proving system and much more. For today, one of the things on which I'd like to point a bit the attention is also Sphere by Horizen, because after having released our new ZenD software version 2.0.22, we needed to update also Sphere to allow the compatibility with the new ZenD. So we took the chance to not only do that, but also to fix a bunch of issues, add some features, and improve it from a graphical standpoint. The final code review with Alberto, engineering director, was conducted and approved today. And so, and today we will also finish the related test. Maybe Gustavo will speak about it afterwards. Therefore, we expect to release Sphere by Horizen 1.2.8 version on this Wednesday, which is 1 week before the upcoming deprecation. The full changelog will be provided once released, but just to mention something, we added automatic back of wallet files on saving, password protection of send funds action. So now it is possible to choose a different password from the wallet password, trusted setup, download, and verification using fetch params PS1 on Windows, the ability to edit the wallet name and saving changes again, because previously it didn't allow you to view the seed phrase again, and additional bug fixes that I won't mention now, including also, apart from the graphic improvements and more. Let's also mention the upcoming halving. Another final code review we will schedule for this week is the one related to the upcoming halving, and so the unit tests and all the other tests we have introduced for that. Halving happening in 22 days from now. Last week we finished to apply all the changes that were requested after the first level of code review, so now the code is ready for the final review stage. And last but not least, I've mentioned already something about the new ZenD 2.0.22 that was released 3 weeks ago now. Angie is following all the notifications to partners and exchanges before the deprecation block hits next week. So I leave it to her now for a quick update. Angie?
Thank you, Luca. So yeah, two brief points. So far, 45% of our mining pools have upgraded to SEND 2.0.22. And we also have received positive answers from 68% of our partners, such as exchanges, wallets, and payment providers. So the fourth and last round of notifications will be performed this Friday as the last announcement. So that will be from the partners' side. I'll pass the word now to Chronic to give us the infra updates.
Yeah, hello everybody. No major updates this week. Like Luca already mentioned, we're working on Sphere and on the halving related tests. And where I'm also currently verifying that the mining pool software SNOMP, which is widely used in the Equihash ecosystem, is ready for the halving. Back to you, Angie.
Thank you, Chronic. Let's continue with Alan from the node side.
Yes, hi everybody. Just a quick update that 54% of the secure nodes have been updated to the new version of Zen and 68% of the super nodes. A reminder email was sent out to all the node operators earlier today and likely send out another one end of the week, beginning of next week. Back to you, Angie.
Thank you, Alan. Let's continue with Jonathan for the growth updates.
Hey everybody, happy Monday. So on the growth side, we are working with Lucy on building an event page for Zen. We have the front end finished. We're now just integrating it with Google Calendars. So basically every time we update an event, it will update on the event page on the front end. So that'll be a great website, one-stop shop for all events that are taking place at Zen. We'll also be working this week on a new homepage design for Zen. We have the DeFi page back up and running. And lastly, we're starting to explore basically a suggestion from one of the community members, Michael from Telegram. He had a great idea, which is creating a store where people who come to the faucet and get micropayments of Zen can then go ahead and use that Zen. And that
Okay, so let's continue with Dean to give us the BD and operations updates.
Hey everybody, nice to know that my internet works better than Jonathan's.
I'm back.
Oh, there he is. All right, please continue.
Sorry, we have a hurricane here in Florida, so our internet has been super spotty. Apologize about that. So I was saying Michael from Telegram had a great idea, which is basically creating a store where people can purchase things for fractions of a Zen. So some suggestions include things like a screensaver, something that's free for us to distribute or cheap for us to distribute, but that people can use and purchase at a very low price. So that way, if you think about it, not as profit generation, but use generation, and more important than that, education on how to use cryptocurrency, how to receive, how to send, how to use it to purchase things. It's a very big project, but I think it's a really great idea. Gustavo and I have been brainstorming how do we put that into the roadmap in a way where we can create engaging content for people to actually want to download or purchase, and then the payment system to process such small amounts of cryptocurrency. So just something on the horizon that is exciting for Gustavo and I to think about and brainstorm. And that's it for me. Sorry about that again.
No worries. Thank you, Jonathan.
Cool. This is Dean. Thanks, Jonathan. On the BD side, lots of interesting projects that we're talking to. But as always, I will turn it over first to Vano to discuss our integration partnerships, and then to Kaspers to discuss our sidechain partnership outreach. Vano?
Thanks, Dean. Hello, everyone. So some of our community might already know about this. Is that last Friday we announced a new fiat on and off ramp for Horizen, CryptoCoin.pro, and CryptoCoin.pro is a Europe licensed on and off ramp supporting buying and selling Zen for Euro and supports Visa and MasterCard credit and debit cards, as well as bank transfer payments. Service is open in more than 150 countries worldwide, with US support coming very soon. Fees are pretty low, and there is also a one-time simple KYC during the first purchase. So we have added a pretty easy way for our retail users to buy or sell Zen. That's all from me, and I pass it now to Kaspers.
Thanks, Vano. Hi, everyone. So about our sidechains partnerships outreach, last week we had 6 calls. One of them was especially interesting with a project that is working on asset tokenization and a unique marketplace. So they have been building their products on Ethereum so far, but due to the high transaction costs, they are now exploring our technology. Apart from that, during our calls, we have also been able to identify a couple of partnership opportunities outside of sidechains and have referred those to the respective specialist teams at Horizen. This week, we'll be working on to keep up the momentum. We have identified a number of new projects we will be approaching, and we will be coordinating our first MOU. That's all for now. Thanks.
Thanks, Kaspers. Thanks, Vano. Back to you, Angie.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone. Let's continue with Lucy for the marketing updates.
Hello, everyone. So let's start with the developer community growth as usual. We had a 0.48% increase in our early adopter program enrollment and 3.54% increase on HDE. And all that brings our total developer growth to 2.54%, almost 3,000 developers. So really steady growth as usual. And we're going to release the last episode of our how to build a customized DApp video tutorial series today. So all the 6 episodes will be complete. And then the complete recordings of the webinar of the same topic are also available on our YouTube channel. And for a complete collection of our tutorials and documentation for our Zendu SDK, please go to horizen.io/tutorials. And as Jonathan mentioned, that we are also going to release an event page early this week that will list all our upcoming events. And also Rob had an interview with a YouTuber, Girl Gone Crypto, where they discussed Horizen sidechains, blockchain scalability issues, DeFi, and other interesting topics. So we shared the interview on social. Please check it out. And lastly, I wanted to give a shout out to a community member known as Zenturio on Twitter for producing a ton of Horizen memes. I mean, everyone loves a good meme, so you will be surprised at how much of the world is actually running on memes. And always, just really, always love to see our community contributes in any way they can. And just like this weekly insider is being streamed to YouTube by our community member Michael. So thank you again for the support. And as we all know that we announced our partnership with Celsius Network last week or week before, we are working on releasing more new and excited partnerships in the coming weeks. Just like Kasper mentioned, a lot of exciting things are happening. So sit tight and stay tuned. And that's it from me this week. Back to you, Angie.
Great. Thank you, Lucy. Let's continue with Rosario for protein engineering.
Hi, guys. Happy Monday. Yes, I'd like to piggyback on that with Lucy. Shout out to Michael for bringing the Horizen clips, which are amazing, and also being a source of inspiration for other community members. So this is, I love this and love to continue seeing our community stepping in. So from the HL product side, and again, I'm mentioning this in this call because it's an update to the ecosystem. So with the Celsius POCs, very, very exciting. I think the team is so invigorated by this the POC, and very excited to work with the Celsius team. And we have weekly sessions with the team, and we've been recently introduced to their CKP team. We've crafted about 80% of the requirements, and tomorrow Paolo will present the architecture, sidechain architecture, to the Celsius team. And we don't have any blockers right now to start. So Marco, we're splitting up the activity where we have Marco working on the sidechain piece, and then Paolo is going to be working on the app piece. And of course, we're also listening some help from Gustavo, who's helping us research on different explorers, because we will be pulling in data from explorers for the top 10 Celsius coins. And as a result of this, we've identified a need to standardize some of our processes. So Luigi's putting together a sidechain naming convention that we will have, because some of these sidechains, so the Celsius sidechain is a audit sidechain, and we will be reusing some of the work for other. Hopefully, we'll have a base audit that we can use and extend for other use cases and customers. So that's going on. We are working with other partners that I'm not sure that we've announced yet, but that process is also going. And that is it for now. Thank you, Angie.
Thank you, Rosario. Rolf, would you like to add any comments or updates?
Just a short one. I'm really excited about all the work and interest that's being shown in the capabilities of what we can do with sidechain, that our software development team and business development team is so productive. It's wonderful. Thanks. Back to you.
Thank you, Rolf. And now let's continue with Rolf for the final part and Q&A session.
Thanks, Angie. Okay, guys, so the first thing I want to do is, now that some things have finalized, I want to first of all, just throw out some deep gratitude and appreciation for the team that you guys probably have noticed. We've been scaling back on the foundation side on certain functions. So what we've had to do, given the budget constraints that we face and the upcoming uncertainty, or the uncertainty of the upcoming halving, as an organization, we've had to scale down, since we've been trying to make, the previous scope of work that we do work. And, just the budget wasn't cooperating. So we've unfortunately had to let some people go. And, without going into specific names, I just want to say, some of these guys have been with us for years and have been with us through, ridiculous volatility, ridiculous, crises in the past, tough times, good times, great times, stressful times, and being able to work together and stick together as a team, as the family that we have at Horizen is something that's special and goes beyond just doing business. So again, without going into specific names, I just want to throw out deep gratitude on my end for sure, and just as an organization and from the community as well. I know that these people are very much loved, and the good news is not going away. As far as I can tell, and I hope that the commitment of these people has not wavered over the years. And my hope is that we can actually turn this into call it a silver lining, where the ecosystem can actually become stronger by the foundation scaling down. So sometimes, in order to have a more robust decentralized ecosystem, you don't want to have just a dominant player that just increases its scope all the time, and then everyone relies on that dominant player. And you can see some examples of this. Things like Horizen Clips being born by Michael from Telegram. A whole suite of memes coming out from Zentorio. There's just, now you can see just kind of a flourishing of other people are stepping up. And my big hope is that the Horizen Community Council that we announced some time ago and has been developing, just kind of in its infancy. I really hope that this is a great opportunity for people to go there and stick around as prominent community members, because the last thing we want is to actually lose good people as an ecosystem. So just because a particular entity can't make payroll on certain types of things like maintaining a 24/7 support desk, it would be a tragedy if we actually lost the human talent that goes behind these types of functions. So anyway, that's in my optimism, I hope that this is actually a great opportunity for the ecosystem to expand and grow and become more robust in this type of moment, because other people are stepping up. And my hope is that we can have people that unfortunately can't stay on payroll actually step up into other roles that are, I would even argue maybe more important for the ecosystem going forward. Also, just want to give a quick shout out to the volunteers that we have on this project that just keep things running, keep answering questions, especially on the node support side. That's been really critical, and we have to realize that there's so much that goes on in the background, other than just a report that you get from the foundation. In fact, what this meeting has turned into, this weekly insider, is really blended more into an ecosystem update than really a foundation update. And you can hear this with comments like Rosario talking about we're doing this, we're building that, and so forth. In certain instances, she's really talking about Horizen Labs is building this product with this set of features to do something. And in other instances, you're hearing about foundation stuff when we talk about the core technology and significant breakthroughs that we're making there. And then on the BD side, we are switching BD over to Horizen Labs, is picking up some slack there, just because we can't fund it on the foundation side. So a lot of the updates that you're going to hear, and that the foundation will be echoing in the communication domain, are things that Horizen Labs is going out there and driving business into the ecosystem. So I think in the long run, we don't want to rely on just a single entity like the foundation. We want to continue this path towards decentralization. And this is as good a time as any for the community to really step up, and for people to step into different roles and not think about this as, just because one role ends doesn't mean that it should stop there. I really think that we need to be resilient, resourceful, and just migrate roles into different areas, and people are stepping up. So I'm really happy to report that. Okay, different topic, and I want to give a big shout out to Alex Mashinsky, the CEO of Celsius Network, our biggest partner and extremely exciting project that we're kicking off with them. But he gave he talked about the partnership and the relationship that we have and what we're doing with them on a recent AMA. So I highly recommend, if you haven't seen that yet, check it out. Alex is always very eloquent with describing the big picture vision of what he's trying to do, and we cannot be more excited to be part of that. And the team already, like you heard Rosario mention, has been diving into this for weeks now on generating requirements, and really excited to see this project move forward. And let's see. So the last thing I'll say, and this is, I wish I could give more detail, as we always say, right? It's always, it's not a cop-out, I swear, but conversations are ongoing with at least a dozen other potential partners that I'm tracking. And I know that Dean and Kaspers are doing so much more. So we will be getting, hopefully, I'd really like to see, we have a couple of these announcements in the pipeline. I'd really like to get one of them out in the press this week, if possible, and then just get the next one quickly following thereafter, because we are going to be signing a bunch of other MOUs and kicking off, actually projects built for these other partners. So I want to get this pipeline going and kind of get it to the point where every couple of weeks or so, we're making another announcement of another partnership, because the pipeline really is big, and we have a bit of a bottleneck just because the last announcement just took a little bit longer than we expected to get out. But now I want to see this start accelerating, because we do have a bunch of them building up here. So what I want to say about these partnerships is we're not trying to rush, say, dozens of partnerships just so that we can get cool logos on our website, although we will. So that'll be a nice side benefit, as we'll get a bunch of cool logos on the website of who's actually building with Horizen, because we've been talking about this for years. It's nice to have some groundbreaking technology, but at the end of the day, you have to have people actually using it. And we've talked about many different types of use cases over the years. Originally, in the early Zencash days, the use cases were internally generated, talking about different applications that we were going to build. Now, what's really exciting is we're getting other very high-profile projects like Celsius coming into our ecosystem and using our tools. And ultimately, what we need here is not just the logos from these projects, but actually getting the network to be used and getting the network to be super profitable. That's the ultimate goal here. So we want there to be significant economic value flowing across our network so that we can support a whole bunch of other things like community building, like, a robust application ecosystem, a whole bunch of developer tools, developer activities, hackathons, all of these things that you guys know who have been following us for some time. We have some big ambitions, and at times when we have some other resources, we always plan for these cool things like hackathons and other projects where we want to get developers more active. But then when resources dry up, it's really tough to do it ourselves. I think what we realize now and where we're going is we're getting a whole bunch of other really high quality partners to come into the ecosystem. And some of the others that I'm maybe even more excited about aren't the end users themselves, but the enablers. So we're getting other software companies who are planning to build on other networks to actually reconsider and build with us. And that's going to be really exciting because these enablers will allow many other people to come in and be able to deploy technology, ultimately to use our network. So at the end of the day, we have to make sure that the network itself is being used and the network itself is profitable so that people can come in, participate, and can actually have a sustainable ecosystem. So anyway, this is where we're going, and there's a lot in the pipeline. Every week we have some updates for you guys. Rome wasn't built in a day. We have a lot of things in the pipeline that just take weeks or months to actually mature agreements and get things in place before we're ready for announcements. And at the end of the day, we also have real live human beings behind this project who go through ups and downs with what we're doing, with the market cycles that we go through, who've stuck with us for years. And just really happy and grateful for those who have been with us for years and who continue to stick around, and for the community who are stepping up. So I'll stop here, guys. Not to get too sentimental, but there's always a lot going on, and I hope that this is just another opportunity for us to reshape the project and actually come out of it better off. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Rob. And thank you for the ones who contributed with their questions. So the first question is, can you give a plan on what sidechain will be working on first? For example, the invoice factoring, Celsius partnership, or other?
Yeah, Celsius. Definitely Celsius. And Celsius is in works right now. So that's the first one. And then from there, we're going to be prioritizing other partners that are already signing agreements that we'll be announcing in the coming weeks.
Great. The second question is, any big achievements or announcements for the project before the end of the year?
Oh, lots of them. Yeah, so stay tuned. I think what you're going to see is we are on the technical side. We've been going through a series of workshops to actually lock down performance goals so that we can lock down the design. For really the next phase for us on development is getting the proving system done and getting that snark circuit built. And what's been going on in these workshops is actually a ton of optimizations and thinking about different ways to solve these problems, and really excited for some of the performance figures that I'm seeing out of it already. And what I want to get for sure by the end of the year, but hopefully sooner than that, I want to get a document that actually details the performance expectations for the system. So this work's been ongoing, and on the technology side, I think this is the most exciting thing of being able to lock down that final design so we can build it. And you guys know that our development timeline is for roughly middle of next year to get all of this stuff built. But getting that design locked down now is absolutely critical, and that's what these workshops are about. Now, the other thing that's really exciting is on the product side, and really, I'm looking at product and partnerships as a coordinated action for the ecosystem that is absolutely critical, because we need to get people using our network. And this has been a goal for a while, but now that we have Zendu in beta and we have a preliminary system that we can start deploying, at least at the POC level, we're just accelerating into that. We're no holds barred. We're not waiting. We're not being timid at this point. We're being super aggressive, and we're getting out there, and we're getting partners to come in and start building. Really, guys, everyone from other blockchain projects like Celsius, crypto application, to other blockchains where we're going to be doing blockchain infrastructure for other public projects, to we have conversations going on with a government right now, with enterprises, just a lot of really exciting things. So I think of all of these things from the technology side to the product and BD side, there are going to be actually many announcements coming up before the end of the year.
And the last question is, do you have a plan for the halving and possible node number drop?
We do, and part of this was being a little bit conservative with just the foundation budget. So it's not just the foundation. Every organization, we have a few companies now in our ecosystem. I mean, we have the nonprofit organization, the foundation. We have for-profit Horizen Labs. We have pipeline marketing, and then just other individuals who have built businesses in our ecosystem. We're all taking actions on our side, whether it's forecasting to actually executing certain actions like drawing down certain scope of what we do, work that we perform. We are all taking preemptive measures to make sure that we're going to be around, we're going to be resilient, and we're going to not only ride out uncertainty, but actually thrive at the other end of this.
Awesome. Okay, so those were the top 3 questions. Thank you everyone for contributing and asking them. So, okay, this was our weekly insider. Remember, we do this every Monday to give you all the latest Horizen updates. Thank you so much, and we wish you all a great week. See you all soon. Bye-bye.